Long ago, in the heart of the vast savanna, there stood an ancient baobab tree, its roots gripping the earth like the hands of an elder who had seen countless seasons pass. This tree, known as Ngolo, was no ordinary tree. It was the keeper of wisdom, the guardian of the land, in the bridge between the spirits of old and the children of the new dawn. In the village of Natabo, the people knew that Ngolo was sacred. Every elder spoke of the times when the baobab whispered secrets to those who listened with their hearts. But as the world changed, the whispers grew faint, and many forgot to listen. One night, under a silver moon, a young girl named Zuwena sat beneath Ngolo, her heart heavy with sorrow. Her village was suffering. A great drought had turned the land to dust, and the animals had begun to leave in search of water. The people were hungry, their fields barren. She had heard the stories of the tree's wisdom, and so she came with a simple plea. "Oh, great Ngolo," she whispered, pressing her small hands against the rough bark. "The rivers are dry, the sky gives no rain, and my people are afraid. If you still hold the wisdom of the ancestors, please show me the way." For a long moment, there was silence. Then a gust of wind swirled around her, rustling the tree's mighty leaves. A deep, earthy voice rumbled from the core of Ngolo. "Zuwena, daughter of Ntabo, why do you seek me now when your people have long turned away from the old ways?" Tears welled in the girl's eyes. "Because we have forgotten, but I have not. I still believe." Ngolo was silent, as if weighing her words. Then the tree sighed, and its branches bent ever so slightly. "Very well, I shall tell you the tale of the Rainkeeper." Zuwena leaned forward, eager to listen. "Many moons ago," Ngolo began, "this land was ruled not by chiefs or warriors, but by a spirit named Nyoka, the Rainkeeper. He was neither man nor beast, but something in between, a guardian who ensured balance. The rivers flowed at his command. The crops flourished under his care. But the people became greedy. They demanded more rain when they had enough, more harvest when their stores were full. They took but did not give. Nyoka, angered by their selfishness, withdrew into the heart of the land. And so the balance was broken and the rain ceased." Zuwena's eyes widened. "Where did Nyoka go?" Ngolo's voice grew softer. "Deep in the valley of echoes, where the land hums with his sorrow. If you seek him, you must go alone. But be warned, he will not listen to words alone. He listens to actions." The girl did not hesitate. At dawn, she set off with only a small pouch of dried millet and a flask of water. She traveled through parched fields, past withered trees, until she reached the Valley of Echoes. The valley was silent, save for the whisper of the wind. At its heart, she found a cave, dark and foreboding. Summoning her courage, she stepped inside. "Nyoka?" she called. A low growl rumbled through the cave. From the shadows, two glowing eyes appeared. "Who dares disturb my sorrow?" came a voice like thunder. Zuwena bowed deeply. "I am Zuwena, daughter of Ntabo. My people suffer without rain. I beg you to return." Nyoka stepped forward, his form shifting between mist and flesh. "And why should I? Have your people learned to respect the gifts of the land?" Zuwena hesitated. "No," she admitted, "but I have. I have come alone, with no promise of reward, only the hope of saving my home." Nyoka studied her. Then he raised his clawed hand and pointed to the mouth of the cave. "Outside there is a dry seed buried in the dust. If you can make it sprout, I will return." Zuwena rushed outside. The soil was dry, lifeless. She had no water to give. But then she remembered the teachings of the elders. Sometimes sacrifice is the key to renewal. With trembling hands, she took the last sip of water from her flask and poured it over the seed. Nothing happened. She waited. Still, nothing. Nyoka watched from the cave's mouth. "Would you still believe if nothing grows?" Tears slipped down her cheeks. "Yes," she whispered, "because I know life cannot return in a moment. It takes time, faith, and care." A gust of wind swept through the valley. Thunder rumbled in the distance. And then, a tiny green shoot emerged from the earth. Nyoka smiled, his misty form solidifying. "You have proven that you understand. I shall return." The skies darkened, and for the first time in many years, rain began to fall. When Zuwena returned to her village, drenched and smiling, the people wept with joy. They did not ask where she had been. They saw the truth in her eyes. From that day on, they honored the balance, never taking more than they needed, always listening to the whispers of the wind. And so, Ngolo stood, watching over them, knowing that the wisdom of the land had been restored.